And hello, everybody, and welcome to another great edition of the PlaceNotes project. I'm your host, Jim Brody, and very excited today to be talking about the Republic of Georgia. As you know, our goal with PlaceNotes project is to cover and tell the story of every destination. And to do that with me today about Georgia, I have the fantastic and very patient Anna Kekalia from GNTA, the Georgia National Tourism Administration, to give us a window into this amazing country and what it has to offer to visitors. And for those of you who have not been, she's going to talk a little bit about not just the great places to visit, but also that you know about, like the Capitol, but also some of the off the beaten track places, also great to visit. Sorry. So Anna, welcome. Thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Hello, Jim. Thank you for inviting me and for giving such a great opportunity to introduce Georgia to the ones who are interested to come to Georgia, or to those who have not heard a lot about Georgia yet. So yeah, though Georgia is a small country, it has really a lot to discover, and it's really easy to come to Georgia from all around the world, because it's like located kind of in a crossroad between Europe and Asia, and we have like a free visa entrance for EU members and many other countries from all around the world. And we have very convenient flight connections from all around the world, and from the cities from where we don't have direct connection, we have very comfortable and convenient connecting flights with big airlines.
Great. Oh, that's a great way for us to start. And am I assuming that most of the flights that are inbound into Georgia land in the capital in Tbilisi?
Yes, actually, we have three airports in Georgia, but in Tbilisi, we have the biggest airport. And actually, the picture that I have at the background, it's Tbilisi. And I would say that it's definitely one of the must-see places in Georgia, because it's really very unique. I don't know if you've heard that Georgia used to be the part of the Great Silk Road. And that's why you can still feel the influence of those cultures and history in Georgia, and in Tbilisi particularly, in the architecture, in culture, in gastronomy as well, by the way. For instance, in Tbilisi, in the old part of the city, we have many different churches, like Jewish synagogue, Orthodox church, Muslim mosque, and all that is like in a one square, located in one square. And I think that even this shows how tolerant the country used to be and still is towards different cultures and different people. And one of the key highlights of Georgia is like the famous hospitality, I would say so. And according to old saying, guest is considered to be the gift from God. And even from that saying, you can understand how hospitable Georgian people are and how they treat the travelers who come to Georgia. They treat them as guests. And that's
so
true.
The people, the culture, the history, all kind of connective tissue to what hospitality is. That's very cool. We should just remind people, if they don't know, the Great Silk Road was probably the first huge global trading route in the history of humankind. It's from the Middle Ages, really. It's before the Renaissance, and people would travel along a path that took them from Western Europe, I think, all the way from Italy and Spain.
Even
all the way to Japan.
No.
Yeah. So if you didn't want to go all the way, you could meet people and trade with them in Georgia.
Yes.
That's amazing. So a lot of history there, a lot of culture. I know we have a lot of photos to get to. So is there anything else you want to say maybe about cultural experiences, the food? It's the capital. It's probably more restaurants there than anywhere else.
Yeah, though I've mentioned that it's really like the historic and cultural place. Tbilisi is also very modern, and it's very, very attractive for younger generation as well, because we have a lot of clubs, cafes, bars, and things to do for younger generation as well. So it's really kind of eclectic city, which has like everything together, like the entertainment and the culture and gastronomy and a lot of sightseeing and really beautiful people. So it's a must-see place, definitely.
Do just real quickly, the history of how Georgia started. You had mentioned the hot springs when we were talking before this. So how does that fit in, the hot spring experience?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, like Tbilisi, the name itself, like Tbilisi, Tbili word means warm, and it comes from the legend that the king was hunting in a forest, and he found his pheasant boiled in the hot spring, and that's how he found out about the sulfur hot springs that were coming out of the ground. And at that time, we had the capital of Georgia in Sveta, which is located about like 30 minutes drive from Tbilisi. And by the way, the city is with its unique churches under the UNESCO heritage, included in the UNESCO heritage. And so he decided to bring the capital from Sveta to Tbilisi. And actually, that's the history and the legend that says a lot about the basement of the capital. And we still have those sulfur baths in Georgia, which in Tbilisi as well, which are very, very good for health, for skin, for relaxation. And the most iconic ones we have in the old part of the city.
That's cool. So on top of everything else that makes it such a distinctive city, there's this whole sort of spa experience. Unbelievable. Okay. As you can see, we have these photos up above our heads. And I know these are some of the places as we get out and around, and just this first photo is just stunning. If you want to tell us where this is and what it is.
Yes, definitely, because talking about Georgia, we can't skip Svaneti. Svaneti is located in the northern part of Georgia, in the high mountain region, and actually village Ushkuli, and this is the image of Ushkuli, which is also located in Svaneti, is the highest permanently inhabited village in Europe, with those medieval towers and really fascinating landscapes and beautiful, beautiful people. By the way, we have ski resort in Svaneti as well, which lasts like the longest in Georgia, I would say so. It could last, the ski season could last from November till, I don't know, even beginning of June, but I mean like really in the high mountains for off-piste skiing.
Wow.
Yeah, by the way, I don't know if you've heard about the Hayao Miyazaki's anime, and he had the Svaneti medieval towers in his cartoon like anime, because it's like really kind of a fictional place to discover.
It's absolutely beautiful. The mountain looks like a wave just coming over the valley. That's just amazing. All right. Well, we'll go on to the next one. I'm going to pop it up there. There we go. Now I've got to find our window again. Look, it changed. Now it's on our left. All right. So from really high mountain to looks like a river in a valley, or is that a bay? It's hard to tell.
Yeah. So it's located in the southern part of Georgia. And while talking about Georgia, we can't escape the thing how many rivers and lakes we have in Georgia. It's really very rich with spring waters and rivers and lakes. And in Georgia, though it's a small country, we have about 69 square meters territory. It's so diverse. We have almost all climate zones in Georgia, starting from desert, semi-desert, alpine zones. It's
Wow.
actually surrounded by the Caucasus Mountains from the north and the Black Sea from the west. And yeah, it's really diverse. And what I love about the country is that you can like experience everything within one country and within like short period of time as well. For instance, you can go skiing one day and on the same day at the evening relax at the Black Sea beach. And so it makes a really great combination. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that with many ski resorts. Get all the
Yeah.
way down to the. That's incredible. That's absolutely amazing to me. Oh my goodness, look at this one.
Yeah, beautiful.
I
It's
didn't
beautiful.
preview any of these pictures. They're incredible. It's like now I want to go everywhere. I can't even imagine how you have to hike to get to that.
Yeah, actually, we have so many mountains in Georgia and so many like attractive hiking trails in Georgia. Actually, where this picture is captured, it's not far from the image that you have on your background. It's the Azbegi region with the Trinity Church.
Let's see that.
So, and Azbegi region, Azbegi is not far from Tbilisi. I would say it's about like 3 hours drive from the capital. It's located in the Mtskheta-Mtianeti region of Georgia, and it's really a nice place, even for one day escape, or you can go there for a weekend. And if you don't have much time to explore mountainous regions of Georgia, then that makes a really nice option for you.
Wow. So beautiful vistas, great outdoor hiking. I don't know if you cycle up that, but that's just again stunning views here. Let's oh my goodness. Well, there's a road.
Yes. So this is one of the most iconic and unique places in Georgia. It's the road that goes to which is in Tusheti region. Tusheti is one of the highest mountainous region in Georgia. And in Tusheti, we also have a village, Bojorna, which is also considered to be one of the highest permanently inhabited villages.
Wow.
And the reason for that is that there is one man, his name is Irakli, and he lives in this Bojorna village, and he's the only person who lives there during winter, because Tusheti is like more or less accessible for 5 months throughout the year because of the high snow. And this man lives in Bojorna and he stays there. He has this wooden skis to go, and he's a doctor, and to go to the villages and to help some people. So it's really epic, I would say so, and really like a great thing that he's making this place so unique because he stays there all the time. And then, as I mentioned, that Ushkuli is the highest permanently inhabited village, but Jorna is even higher. And that makes also the place
So
very
you get this view, you're kind of above the clouds.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very
Is it
beautiful.
like that all the time, or are there times of the year that you should go when you would be more likely to?
So,
Is it like that all the time? This sort of view where you're standing above the clouds, or are there times of the year where that's more likely?
well, as I've mentioned, you can travel to Tusheti only for several months during the year. It could be like maybe from June till September or something, maximum October. So that's the only time you can go there. Otherwise, well, you can fly there with helicopter, but not with car.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's not many places in the world that look like that. That's just.
And the village that I've mentioned where this one man lives, it's about like 2,345 meters above the sea level.
Ooh.
Yeah, and then it's the highest village who has the inhabitant permanently throughout the whole year.
It's up there. That's just it's
Yeah.
Beautiful. Ah, look at this night shot.
Yeah, this is from Svaneti. This is from Svaneti, and this is a very, very beautiful mountain that you see there. It's called Ushpa. It's really very iconic.
It's stunning. Look at all the stars. Ah.
It's
When
really,
you're American, even if you go out west where we don't have so many cities, nothing looks like a night sky where
oh,
you're really out in the country like that. That's just beautiful. All right, we'll move you on to the next one. Oh my.
this is also the road to Tusheti, and you see how beautiful it is. By the way, it's a bit dangerous because of this, like the narrow crossings. But if you're with an experienced driver, then it's fine.
Right. You have to just
Yeah.
know how to navigate those roads.
The road itself is a big discovery because like you're exploring so much beauty because yeah, you can fly there as well with helicopter, for instance, but I would prefer driving there because yeah, you explore so much and it's also an experience and like yeah.
Oh, that's a amazing thing to do.
Mhm.
Oh, it's Tbilisi again?
Really see this is the yeah. This is the capital of Georgia, and again, the must-see place about which I have talked, but very shortly because I could talk about Georgia for hours because we have so much to discover in this country. Yeah.
Well, this is a good moment to ask you about the story of Georgian wine is very specific.
Sure, sure.
And I'm sure they don't produce most of it in Tbilisi, but I bet most of it goes through Tbilisi as it moves about the world.
Yeah.
So maybe you could give us a bit of a background on Georgian wine. I know a lot of people go for that reason.
Of course. So Georgia is considered to be the cradle of winemaking because it is scientifically proven that winemaking in Georgia started about 8,000 years ago.
Wow.
And still produce wine with unique winemaking technology. And what is this technology? It's like prepared in the clay vessels, which we call kvevri. And these kvevris are buried under the ground, and the fermentation process goes under the ground. So it's somehow kind of a bio wine as well. And it's a bit different, a bit more tough, I would say so. Different taste. Of course, we do also produce wine with European technologies, but this unique wine technologies tradition is still one of our main winemaking technologies. Yeah,
very old tradition. So
and
that I can speak to the fact I've had it and it's very, very tasty. It is different, but it's very tasty. And that's the key.
yeah, and
Oh my, okay, what's this?
it's again Tusheti, by the way. You remember the story with the man who stayed in the upper mountain?
Yep.
Yeah. So this is Tusheti, and you see they also the towers. Actually, the reason why we have towers in such mountainous resorts like Tusheti, Svaneti, Sureti is that these regions have such big snow during winter that people used to live in this kind of high towers so that snow wouldn't cover their houses. And additionally, they had this these towers in order to also watch for their enemies and to see if the territory was protected. Like it
So
has,
you get a fort and you
yeah,
get protection from the weather at the same time.
yes,
That's cool.
and yeah.
How about that? All right. There's the wine.
The wine. And while talking about winemaking in Georgia, we can't skip Kakheti region, which is in the eastern part of Georgia. And Kakheti is one of the biggest winemaking regions in Georgia. Though winemaking is really popular in almost all regions of Georgia, and we have different sorts of wine. We have about like more than 500 wine varieties in Georgia.
Wow. And
Yes.
again, you're talking about a country that you said was what, 60 some odd kilometers across?
Yes.
That's incredible. It's a lot of people making wine. out in
Yeah,
Georgia.
and especially in Kakheti, when you travel to the villages, almost all families, they have like their own homemade wines and wine cellars and wineries, and it's very, very traditional for Georgia and for particularly for Kakheti region.
That's cool. That's see, you can make a whole trip out of the food and the wine, but then you have to do something outdoors or you'll come home much bigger than you left. And here we are, I'm assuming on the Black Sea.
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we have like almost everything in Georgia, and we have the Black Sea. It's really, really nice. The season at the Black Sea starts usually from like end of May, beginning of June, and it lasts till the beginning of October, even middle of October. To me, like most preferable time to go to the Black Sea is like June, maximum middle of July, then from September, because the highest season at the Black Sea we have in July, August, and it's like a bit more crowded during that time. Otherwise, we have this talking about the Black Sea coast and the different regions that we have surrounding the Black Sea. I should mention Batumi, which is the regional center of Ajara region. And Batumi, we also used to call it like the second capital of Georgia because of like well-developed infrastructure and a lot of cafes, bars, like clubs as well, and nice hotels. And it's very good developed. But again, to me, it's more beautiful during like off season. And then we in like different regions have access to the Black Sea, like talking about Ajara region, Guria region, Samegrelo, and there are a lot of like summer festivals held in at the Black Sea area during summer, starting from jazz festivals, classical music festivals, electronic music festivals, and a lot of things are going and happening during summer at the Black Sea.
Oh, yeah, well, it looks very beautiful. I'm gathering the lady in the picture is she's not in the sea. She looks like she's in an infinity pool in front
Yeah.
of the sea. So can't beat that. That looks very, very lovely. And from summer to winter.
Yeah. So we have 4 ski resorts in Georgia. This is Gudauri. This is one of the most popular ski resorts in Georgia. And it's like the nearest one from the capital. Now you need about hour and a half to come to Gudauri. That's why we also sometimes we go there for one day, go there in the morning and return in the evening. Otherwise, it's a perfect place for weekend getaways and the longer stays as well, of course. We have really, really nice ski slopes there, and the infrastructure is also well developed. I've talked about Svaneti, and I've mentioned that we have ski resorts in Svaneti as well. We have ski resort in Bakuriani. By the way, we host many international championships in Bakuriani, in Gudauri, in Svaneti as well. And we have Goderzi. Goderzi is in the Ajara region, the place where we have this Black Sea, and in the mountainous part of Ajara is a resort, Goderzi, where we have very beautiful ski resort. And again, there we have the one of the longest ski seasons, as in Svaneti.
Wow. It looks that looks very challenging.
Yeah.
That particular course. I don't know if someone would ski it. Snowboarding is different, but that is something. And back to very warm. That looks almost tropical.
Yeah. So this is actually the view from the botanical garden of Batumi. Batumi, as I mentioned, is the regional capital of Ajara. And this is one of the biggest botanical gardens in Europe. And I would say it's definitely a must-see place while traveling to Ajara region because it's very, very beautiful.
It looks it's stunning. I'm trying to think of if I remember there being another botanical garden that I know of that's right on the ocean, on the sea. I think that's a very small group.
See, yeah.
Yeah, that's really something. And are all the plants native to Georgia, or do you bring them in from all over the?
Actually, some of them are brought, but they bloom here, so the climate is good for them. Yeah.
That looks absolutely amazing. And then I'd want to go hike down to that beach because that water
Yeah,
looks very cool.
good combination indeed. Yeah.
Well, that got us to the end of our photos. So there you go. So before I let you go, and this has been an amazing interview, and thank you so much again
Thank you
for all
so
this time. Is there anything else that we should talk about that we haven't mentioned to tell people about what makes Georgia, Georgia?
Well, I think again, it's people that make Georgia, Georgia, and the emotions, unforgettable emotions that you get while traveling to Georgia because of this breathtaking scenes like in landscapes and this delicious gastronomy and the wine and the people who are very friendly and very hospitable and yeah. It's nice. And especially if you travel to the mountainous regions or villages, people are even more open to you. And they like almost all of them like invite you to their homes and like invite you to have dinner with them. So it's a very, very traditional thing for Georgians to host you. They're always happy to host you.
That's fantastic. Well, Annika Kelly, I want to thank you so much again for all your time today, introducing us to the nation of Georgia. And, hopefully one time soon I'll see you there.
For sure, you have to come to Georgia. For sure.
That's the next step, right? You got to visit. You can't just look at the pictures. Thank you so much, Anna. Have a great day.
You too. Bye. Take care.